URL. I'm your host, Courtney Miller. Today, URL stands for, well, I don't know. I want the help of my two guests today to figure that out. We have Trevor and Angela on the couch today. I'm so excited to have both of you with me today. This episode's going to be a little bit different. I am forcing you both to hang out with me in the chat today, online, in the logs.
We consent.
I do. I didn't know I was being forced.
You're off the hook today, Trevor, on whether or not we decide if you're allowed online.
Okay, cool. I shouldn't be, so I'm glad that we don't have to.
Well, maybe in the future, on your episode, we'll figure that out. And then Angela, you've already been on, but we didn't have that thing in place yet.
I know, I didn't know if I was allowed or not.
Yeah, so maybe we'll have to figure that out today a little bit. Who knows?
This is good. I do feel like Trevor and I both grew up on the same corner of the internet, which is young, weird Christian kid.
Okay, yeah. I think maybe we just had the same life there at the start. I
Yeah.
feel like there's no way we were on the same internet though.
No. Okay, yeah, no.
You're
like
both 12.
Well, I don't know. When were you spending what year were you spending most of your time on the internet?
I'm not doing that.
What? No? Okay.
Courtney's the host. You can't ask questions.
Guys, what do we think URL stands for today?
Oh, you.
Trevor and I have this bit on Reddit stories that I'm trying really hard not to do,
Yeah.
Where you guys make the host uncomfortable?
where we just kind of give nothing.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yeah. If I'm giving nothing, I promise it's not intentional, okay? I just got back from Mexico.
Okay, Utopia Rhinestone Loser.
Utopia Rhinestone Loser. Okay. Unreal, ridiculous lozenges.
Lozenges.
That's it.
What does a lozenge do?
Helps your throat, I think.
Is that what it does?
Cough drop.
Never thought about the word. Does it lozenge?
I know that the word lozenge is real, but I don't know what it does.
I think they actually call the red square on the YouTube logo a lozenge.
Whoa.
The CEO told me that.
Interesting.
Whoa, that's a fun fact.
So you're watching a lozenge right now. So maybe your definition is actually kind of perfect, Trav.
Maybe I nailed it.
All right, so we're going to talk about the internet.
Mm-hmm.
What have you seen today?
Austin Reeves might be the greatest basketball player of all time.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is so Trevor of you.
That's one of my white boys of the year.
What team is he on?
He's on the Los Angeles Lakers.
The Los Angeles.
The Los Angeles Lozenge.
The Los Angeles Lakers. See, this is my problem is I start talking about sports, no one cares.
Hey,
No. I just feel bad.
What am I seeing on the internet to answer your question, Court?
when you were scrolling this morning while we were hanging out, anything?
Well, I'm doing this thing now. I've talked about this before. At night, I have a sleepy algo.
Sleepy Algo.
My friend Kylie made this up, and I'm so into it. A separate TikTok account where you have your own For You page that makes you sleepy.
Wait,
She's brilliant. She's brilliant. My friend Kylie Brakeman.
Is this Kylie Brakeman? Oh.
Yes. So I made a separate account because I don't want my For You page to make me sleepy during the day.
Right.
Yeah.
So Sleepy Algo is just kind of like girls cooking.
Your sleepy time
And it's
algorithm?
it's a lot of like people chopping up things and putting it in like little boxes, or like a woman making coffee for her husband or something.
Wow.
Like just kind of like really quiet, weird stuff. And now I'm working on like a wake me up algo. So like this morning,
This is
what wakes you up
crazy.
online?
wake me up algo is just kind of like clicking on stuff, and I go like in between snoozing. I snooze a lot on my alarm, right? My alarm was going off this morning from 6:50
Oh my God.
to 8.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my God.
And snoozing in increments. And I kept going in between snoozes, my wake me up algo, which is kind of just like big fun stuff that I'm like, whoa, what is that? And then it gets my mind going, wake up.
I'm sorry. That's crazy. That's crazy that you're like, I have 3 separate TikTok accounts for what time of day it is. And like what I
awesome.
want it to do for me is insane.
It's all because of my friend Kylie. Ever since she taught me that, now I'm like, I use it to just like, I kind of need my brain activated, and then I'm up.
Wow. Okay. So what's the kind of content that wakes you up?
It's like a lot of like, recently got into like some trick shot stuff. Some people,
Trick shots.
No way.
people throwing stuff in.
now we're speaking my language. I love trick shots. Yeah.
Basketball.
I recently learned what trick shot YouTubers are and all that stuff, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Love this. I have some videos to show you of what I've been seeing online. There's this guy who has a little. Have you seen these like little treadmills with no tops? where it's like them just strutting like a catwalk in
My mom
place.
has one.
This guy, really, your mom has one?
My mom has one and she falls.
Slick, she falls.
And she falls.
She's not doing it right.
Is she okay?
She needs some railing.
Well, this guy has mastered walking like actors. And so he puts a picture of the actor in the corner and he's on this treadmill and he goes between them and shifts between them. So I'm gonna
Like
put him
different actors?
on. Every video he ends with Keanu Reeves.
That's awesome.
Okay, so this is the first one. This actor, this action hero, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's totally him. Will Smith.
So this is just
Oh,
an
wow.
interpretation. Or is
He's
this
like, where it's like I'm like, oh yeah, he totally has walked like that in a movie or something.
Wow.
Chris Tucker,
That's awesome.
Jackie Chan.
really love a walking artist. That is how
Oh
Jackie
yeah,
Chan
that's
walks.
crazy.
I know, and then Tobey Maguire. Like,
It's crazy how you can just make up a talent. You can just do whatever. like nobody's had this talent before. He just made this up, and he's so good at it.
Do you
What's
think
his
there's
name
a
from
big poster
Supernatural?
board behind him with the running order?
I don't
of
know.
the guys.
The other guy from Supernatural, nailing it. And the second one, he's in a suit. Oh yeah, wait, the Keanu Reeves one. My bad. It's
really
like I
kinda
see
love
it.
it.
I can't tell if I hate him or I love it.
It's just him in the backdrop, and this one's even better. So we got Tom Hardy.
Oh wow, Tom Hardy's.
That's
good.
how he walks!
And he
That's
does the other
crazy.
Tom Hardy walk too. 2 Tom Hardy walks, can you believe? And then what's his name? Who does Superman? Henry Cavill.
He even hit the little thing he did in Mission Impossible. Yeah.
Now we have Chris Evans. This one's kind of generic.
Can we give him requests? Can we comment and say,
Yeah.
please do Pop Girlies?
Do Tyra Banks.
Do Renee Rapp.
do
please.
do
Do Renee
Sabrina.
Rapp.
That would be awesome. No, those are the only 2 he's done so far. It's like a new thing, but I think it's such, like you said, it's like making up a new
It's
talent.
just making up a thing. Yeah, it's awesome.
I think URL has to be in the comments of some videos.
Oh my god, if we made a URL TikTok,
And just going, watch this. Check out our episode.
watch this.
Just a single thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right, so today we have an agenda.
Oh,
We're going to be talking about the ins and outs of Instagram and the rules. Because of what I would normally ask you is, what app are you guys on the most? And why is it Instagram?
unfortunately, mine is not Instagram.
Show me your screen time.
Oh, my phone's over on the table, but
God, you're such a first-time
Such a
URLer. It's
noob.
crazy. You're supposed to bring your
Such a
phone to
noob.
the screen.
Angela has
Oh.
technically been on.
Sorry, that's the one I think. Yeah,
Angela's
sure.
technically been on URL 3 times because we did our VidCon recording.
Thank you.
Where we didn't actually record. Show us what's
Okay.
your big one? I mean, normally
This is like the equivalent of like getting naked.
Okay.
Like you're showing us.
My most used is X, aka Twitter, the everything app.
Trevs.
It's pretty bad.
Whoa.
I don't know what the I don't know if this is all accurate.
Are you okay?
Well, no, because unfortunately it says
What if we found out that all of Smosh Twitter was Trevor?
I was on look, I was on vacation, so I don't know how like if these are accurate, but it says 6 hours and 45 minutes is used on X. My next closest is Google at 39.
Minutes.
39 minutes.
So he has 6 hours on X and 30 minutes on Google.
How many on Instagram?
11.
11 minutes in a day?
Yeah.
Okay, what about your 7 days?
Oh no, that's the week. My day is 1 hour and 15 minutes on X, 42 seconds on Instagram.
What the hell?
Well, that's for today. I've been on Instagram for 42 seconds.
Yeah,
today.
but for the week, it was 11 minutes total? That's
don't-
impressive.
Can
I
tell
don't
you-
use Instagram or TikTok.
I'm looking at your Twitter. You're just a Spencer reply guide.
I am, yeah. Because I don't need to tweet at anyone else. That's why I'm on there.
For Spencer?
Well, I'm on there to reply to Spencer and then to keep up on like gaming Twitter. So like a lot of
Yeah,
Valorant and then
interesting.
like NBA Twitter.
That's a lot of time on Twitter, dude. I do think it's a bit of a sus red flag that you and Spencer are both on there as much as y'all are.
Yeah. I will say though, like I have very carefully curated my Twitter algorithm that it is like
That's good.
80% sports, and video games.
This episode of URL is brought to you by ZocDoc. At URL, we are always online here. We've all seen the social trends like cottage cheese as a nutrition plan, implementing raw milk into your diet, and chia seed water to improve your digestion. Does any of it actually work? Maybe it's time to give the algorithm a rest and speak to a professional like ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. With ZocDoc, you can book in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty. Look at all those options, from mental health to dental health, from primary care to urgent care. You can find everything you're looking for. When my usual doctor was out of town, I was able to find a great urgent care stress-free thanks to ZocDoc. Stop putting off all those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/URL to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/URL. ZocDoc.com/URL. But back to Instagram. Why do you hate it, Trevor?
I don't hate Instagram. I think that there just came a point when I just stopped scrolling. I've never been a Reels or a TikTok person. So I don't watch like short form videos really.
Wow.
Except stuff that people send me. So I like never am like scrolling. And then on Instagram, I was like, I don't know, like scrolling through pictures, and I do the same thing on Twitter. And so I can't like, I don't know why for Instagram, but I would just get on there and I'd just like scroll, but like not look at anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just like going from post to post, like super fast and just flashing. And I don't know, I just stopped using it.
Yeah.
And now I only am on X,
Yeah.
Twitter.
Also to clarify, I'm not like an Instagram simp. I am just like so interested in someone who has not been on it much. Like that's so interesting. What about you, Ange? How often would you say you're on Instagram?
I'd say all my like complicated relationships with the internet, I think are related to Instagram. I think I have somehow I figured out a way to like not have TikTok affect me too much in terms of just like my like feelings of like being like valued and people liking me and feeling hot and feeling cool and feeling like I have friends. That's all related to Instagram. It's not related. My TikTok feels like a sandbox. Twitter feels like an ocean, a wave pool. And then Instagram is like, it always has to me felt a little bit like the back of your yearbook when people could pay for shout outs. Did that happen to you guys?
Oh yeah, where your parents could like buy a chunk of a page and like,
and you'd be like,
dedicate it to
congratulations,
you.
Miranda.
Yeah.
You were in the school play this year. Like it feels a little bit like we're all paying to be noticed, or just, I'm not actually paying, but I just mean like, it's just scary. I feel like it does feel like the schoolyard a little bit.
Interesting. To me, it feels like an overcrowded bar or club.
Yeah.
Where you're like, you want to be in there. You're looking around at who's there, who like what people are wearing, what the vibe is. You bump into an asshole. You keep going.
Instagram is so hard for me ever since they introduced stories because I might get too deep and pull me back if I get too deep.
Hold me back.
But I think what is happening with my grid is sometimes I think my grid, and this might just be a super creator, YouTube, actor, comedian thing. So this might not be relatable to people. But sometimes I feel like my grid has to be my resume and it has to show the things I've done. And in LA, I think sometimes at some point you do a lot. And sometimes I don't know if I am showing everything I do. So then I do it on stories. 2 nights ago, we did a We're All Gonna Die episode. And it was on my stories, but it's not on my Instagram. And is that bad? Did I not show that I did a show? Like, I don't know. It's so weird. Like, I have to show my actual footprint of life on my grid. So now I'm using that in my dumps to be like, here's what I did this month.
Yeah.
I did this and this. It's such a weird relationship I have to the whole thing.
No, I think that's I think that's a big part of the reason why I don't really use Instagram and TikTok as well. Because when I'm on Twitter, I don't feel like the anxiety that I need to be posting something about myself, where like Twitter, I just scroll on it and it's fine. But I think there is like Instagram does like give me anxiety in that like I'm like, I need to post something. So I think I just like avoid those apps because I'm like, if I'm not on them, then I'm not thinking about the fact that like I should be using them.
There are so many times, because I came into Instagram really late. Like everyone in college was on it and I was that cool girl that was like, I'm not on there. But then at some point I did start to feel like a ghost because I was like, oh, everyone has a way of like documenting their life in a public way, being like, oh, last year for Halloween I was this. Oh, at UCLA I was valedictorian or whatever. And I was like, oh, I'm not documenting anything. Will anyone know anything about me? So then I finally got it on it really late. And then it was like, how do I show everything? It's just such a weird second life. I was a big Snapchatter.
wow.
At the correct time.
Yes.
Relax.
Yeah, you're good.
Mike.
Before it got weird.
A few months ago, I was
know.
big on Snapchat.
When the age and the year made sense, I was on it a lot and I wasn't on Instagram. And that's when I think like I then tried to get on Instagram and like literally had 2 grid posts and did nothing on it. And then when they added stories, I was like, this is familiar to me. I know how to do this.
Yeah, it's like Snap Stories.
I think I feel like not a permanence about it. I don't feel like it's a resume. I actually feel like it's just like a bulletin board that goes away. So
Even I remember when I was on Snapchat, I was only doing stories. I never messaged or did the private messaging on there because it was just like just text me. If we're communicating on that level, like you're just gonna text me.
You didn't have streaks going?
No,
You
I think
didn't have the
streaks was later.
Streaks was crazy.
I remember the best friends feature, man. That was so weird how you could just like see who they're snapping the most, just like on their profile, like the top 3.
That was
about
crazy.
that.
I wonder if that's a still
I remember
thing.
when they removed that, and it was like a big deal. That was
and
like
I'm
when they removed likes.
Stop protecting cheaters and pedos, guys. Come
truly.
on.
Do you remember when they installed the feature that you could see someone screenshotted you?
Yes.
That felt like the FBI. I remember being like,
Literally.
and I'd like send my brother pictures from college because that's when I was using it. It was like my first year of college. And I'd be like, asleep. Or like, I'm not going to class. Mom and dad don't know when they're paying for this class. And my brother would screenshot it. And I was like, the FBI.
Be like, cop.
Cop.
All right. Now we know. Now we know your Instagram habits. So now we're gonna go in and we're gonna discuss the rules of Instagram and Instagram etiquette. I think this is good. We have a different range of perspectives on the apps. So we're gonna get into it, okay?
Okay.
First begins with your profile. What's your guys' profile pics?
That's me. Oh, that's a picture from Smosh Summer Games taken on one of the disposable cameras.
Oh, that's
Good job,
really
Trevor.
cute.
Yeah,
I
no.
like that.
I like that photo a lot, so I made it. Yeah, I don't know. I think I used to have like a whole bio. It's so tough because again, I had a bio that was like, here's the things I do, here's the places I appear on, and then I just got to a point. I'm like, I just want to be me. I don't want to like have to be like, here's me and all the things that I do.
Me
you know,
too.
like so sensitive baller. That's actually
I like that.
Yeah, it's my name on Valorant.
Sensitive ball.
Yeah.
But that's a perfect bio because it's like kind of describing you and also just like kind of nothing.
Yeah,
I think
I like
that was the big thing. Is like I just want something there, but I don't want it to be like a
Mythical
thing.
kitchen,
Yeah.
Smosh games, like
Yeah. So
Yeah, you handle balls of all kinds, basketballs and dough balls.
all kinds of balls.
Whoa,
It goes even further than those
Sensitive
two, but
baller.
I don't need to get into it.
that's awesome, dude.
I like this. This is demure. Okay, another cute film style photo.
I just recently changed this to that. I like to change mine like every couple months. I don't know why.
Funny. I'm,
All
like,
my rules for
nervous, too.
Instagram are made up.
I like
No
it.
one told me them.
No, I like this. Tell me why you like to change it.
I like to change it just because it feels like it's too powerful. Like if we got to change our driver's license, I'd change it all the time. So I get to change it.
Yeah. I for the profile pic, I used to feel like, or maybe I still do feel this way, but like as a creator, I feel like so many people, you just have one picture and everything it's consistent across all of your accounts and every channel
That's
that you
good to
have. And so I think like literally for the last like years, I've been like, I need to find a picture that I like. I need to find one picture that I can change everything to.
Right.
I'm like, I don't think I care.
It's hard.
I care.
It's also maybe a sense of vanity to assume like everyone's seeing you on every app and they need to recognize you on every app.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're that. I'm because like I've done that. I think now I have different pictures on different platforms now because each platform I use in a different way and it has a different energy. I've learned a lot from influencers of like you can tell what kind of creator they are. If they have like a cursed, crunchy, weird facial expression, like a cursed old photo of them or something, you can tell that they're just like a silly, goofy guy.
Okay, this is interesting to hear.
Yeah, like there's like, you know, when you can tell it's like a meme creator. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, this makes me look like I'm like a weird side character in Bridgerton. You know what I mean? Like this doesn't make me look like I do internet comedy, this icon.
I gotta say, this makes me like, if I just saw that profile picture, I would expect a photo pretty close down the grid of like a coffee, like on a balcony
You're so right. This
overlooking
doesn't
trees.
Look like I play Yahtzee online.
No, this looks like an actress. Looks like an actress. Also, what is Fiala Lady?
So, okay, I change my bio constantly, just like my picture because I get bored and I like kind of putting nothing there. What I've been doing with my bio is actually funny to tell you.
Please.
I've been now just doing kind of little hidden Mickeys on my bio.
Hidden Mickeys?
So after the Hidden Chocolate Smosh Challenge came out and I thought a wrench was chocolate, I had a wrench in there. Just a wrench emoji. Just a little hidden Mickey. And in my podcast, I played a lady named Flala Lady. So I put that in there. I just kind of read a word.
That's awesome.
That means really nothing to anyone but me.
Angela, my Instagram is like my resume. Also, and
then I go,
la la
So right.
That's awesome.
But this is why I love talking about this stuff with you specifically, because you're so good at the internet. And remember that one time I tweeted a picture that was so pixelated? And you went, Angela, what is this picture?
Oh, yeah, it was like a
quality?
zoomed in screenshot. I think you screenshotted it when you had no service and it was like 450p.
I love that.
420p, whatever that one is. And it was just, I loved that one.
It's good to talk these things out loud because you're right. I've never really thought about Flala Lady or this icon picture out loud.
I think the pasta makes sense.
And I will be changing both tonight.
Amazing. I love it. This will be a time capsule in itself. Okay, so we're going to see how many creators or accounts you guys follow. 617. You have 617 accounts on your home feed. That's, well, allegedly, because we never know with the algorithm, but.
I'd be really curious to know like the percentage of people that I was following before I started working in YouTube and after. Like, I'm curious how many of these people are still like people from high school.
I know.
Because I don't scroll on Instagram, so I genuinely don't know who I'm following.
Yeah.
I don't know why I
agree.
follow. Like, I might as well not follow people because I don't see anything.
I've been doing a new thing where when I see somebody on my feed that I follow and I can't within like the first 2 slides figure out who it is in the group picture, I have to unfollow.
I literally recently just created a private account so that I can follow all my coworkers because I felt bad that I'm like, I've heard whisperings where it's like, oh, you don't follow me on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, like, I don't know who I follow.
Yeah, it's so hard.
And like, so I created this private one so that like I can follow family, friends, and actually see their stuff and only their stuff and like and interact if need be.
I don't go on the app, so then I don't see when people follow me. And I feel bad. I'm like, I hope people don't think I'm like egoing them and not following them back. Because as soon as I see something from them, I'm like, oh, I should follow them. I don't know why I haven't.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm like, I hope they don't think I'm like an asshole because I haven't followed them back forever. But
Yeah.
So relatable, right? Audience. Okay, and so 617. Oh my God, Angela.
Do I follow a lot of people?
2,570 people.
I went to a lot
crazy.
of summer camps.
that's crazy.
Wait, I should clean that out.
It'd probably be so satisfying to go to your following and just scroll through all 2,500
I do that every
and
winter.
unfollow.
Is that a lot?
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I mean, listen, I see people when Twitter was still Twitter, like when I went to an account and you'd see they were following like 10,000 people, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like you're one of those.
You're just spam following people.
I've been getting on the app for my news feed, for my For You page being so bad on Instagram, but maybe it's just because I'm following so many fucking people.
Yeah, but you're also like a networker. I feel like I've seen you where you'll be like, oh, let's follow each other on Instagram. Like you'll kind of make that quick connect. You're like a networker in that sense.
But I think that was like like YouTube of it all, where a follow didn't mean like a public endorsement. It just meant like, oh, let me see what you're up to. And there are some people that I'll follow and I'm like, oh, I don't know who this is. I don't know if I agree with what they're doing. You know, it's like, so I should go through that. Okay, tonight I'm changing my bio, my icon, and then I'm cleaning out my follows.
Wow. Ooh. No, I don't, because I don't really scroll, but I'll open Instagram and go like check DMs or whatever, and check reels that people have sent me. Even I don't even see so many times the first post on my feed is like an ad. It's from someone that I don't even follow. I know. And it's like suggested follow.
That.
Yeah. And I go through and I'm like, I'm not even seeing, even when I am on the app, I'm not even seeing like pictures from people that I follow, which is so weird.
No, it's so weird.
There was a time when Instagram didn't have suggested like ad posts.
I remember the first time I got Instagram, I did something where I was like, I won't follow anyone I don't personally know. So it was like, I didn't follow celebrities. And everyone was following like, I just recently started following Sabrina Carpenter because I was like, I want to see what she posts. But at some point I wanted it to be like, people I know. That's it.
Yeah.
Who the fuck am I following?
I love like going through like the times when I've gone through and like unfollowed a bunch of people is I'll see celebrities and I'm like, when did I follow this celebrity?
I
Like,
know.
why am I following? Like, at what point in my life did I? Because if it's a celebrity, you know, I obviously had to go look them up and follow them. I'm like, why did I follow this person? For
You guys are
what
gonna
reason?
hate when I go through this.
I can't wait. You got to tell us. You got to check back with us and tell us the weirdest accounts you realized you're following.
Like, what am I following? I'm following a Walla water bottle.
You're hoping for that connect.
There's no way. That's
It's because they
awesome.
released the Glinda Alphaba collab, and I really wanted one.
That's so good.
All right. Let's move on.
Crazy question. You have an X on your profile. Do you archive it or delete the post?
Oh, I believe in archiving. I just believe in archiving.
Dude, I like to, but then I've had exes just delete the post, and I'm like, okay. But it feels like they're like deleting you from their
Yeah.
life. I like an archive.
I deleted.
Okay.
I deleted. Yeah, no, I that was like kind of the one thing that I didn't archive because I like to go back and look at the archive and be like, oh, that was like a funny little time. Like there's some bad
Yeah.
selfies that I took or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I want that to be a safe place for me to go look back
That's
on.
nice. This episode of URL is brought to you by Masterclass. I am trying to get into new habits. It can be really hard to find something that you can make consistent with your schedule, and Masterclass has cracked the code. Masterclass is exactly what it sounds like, a way to jump back into learning by learning from the best of the best. Masterclass covers a wide range of instructors from all your favorite interests. Maybe a few of these classes will excite you. Negotiate your next raise with super agent Rich Paul, design your dream home on your budget with Joanna Gaines, and strengthen your personal relationships with psychotherapist Esther Perel. With plans starting at $10 a month billed annually, you get unlimited access to over 200 plus classes taught by the world's best business leaders, writers, chefs, and more. When I get out of work for the day, I love to drive home and listen. They have an audio mode, which has been perfect for me. Specifically, the Amy Poehler and the Principles of Improv class. I love brushing up on my skills for the camera. Plus, memberships come with bonus class guides and downloadable content to help you get even more out of each lesson. Masterclass always has great offers during the holidays, sometimes up to as much as 50% off. Head over to masterclass.com/URLpod for the current offer. That's up to 50% off at masterclass.com/URLpod. Masterclass.com/URLpod. Yes, and back to the show.
I feel like I'm just not a poster.
Hey, and
not
that's like
opposed-
most people.
That's
too.
okay.
How many do you guys often post on your close friends? Are you close friends posters?
Occasionally, very occasionally for
Okay.
me.
I'm a heavy close friends person.
You're a heavy close friend.
Am
Yeah,
I on
no,
your
I
close
love it.
friends?
Yeah, it's like because I think
I don't see it.
I also like love to just save content as much as I can for the next camera roll dump. So it's like
Yeah.
if it's too soon to post something, I'm just saving it for when I can post. Like when I love how you post like behind the scenes content.
Okay, so what do you post on close friends?
You know, not my close friends.
No, I think I am.
don't
I just
check it.
don't look at stories. I'm telling you, it's not a personal thing against anyone. When I go on Instagram, I'm actually not really consuming any content unless it's like in my DMs from like a friend.
So connecting and talking to people. Well, recently I posted that I created a private Instagram. So if they get a follow request or something, that it's really me.
Okay.
But now I have like random YouTubers following me, and I'm like, I'm literally trying to avoid YouTuber content on this feed. And I don't know how to.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Like, you know, when people be like, hey, I've not done this, but I've seen creators be like, hey, I have this brand deal. Like,
Please
can you go
interact, or
comment
yeah,
and
yeah.
like, please. And like, that's like them supporting each other.
Close friends is my like purest form of using social media, like in like a correct way.
Wow.
Where like I use close friends to connect, to ask for help, to like communicate to friends, being like, hey guys, sorry I've been out, but my grandma's
Yeah.
is sick or something like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I use it in a way that is just to connect, not to show off.
Yeah.
And then I use it like to say like scandalous stuff.
Yeah, it's like you break the fourth wall in there.
Yeah.
I think I would enjoy posting on close friends. I think the one time I did it, I went through and I was like, okay, I got to add everyone to this. I got to figure out who I want to be on this. I added everyone. I was really lit. And then I took like one selfie and I was like really like f***ed up. And then I posted that and that was it. And then I never did it again.
Please, Trevor, I'm begging you once a month, post a f***ed up pic on your close friends. and I will seek it out.
Honestly, I need to go through because I think it would be really fun to just start. Because I think that's
so
why
fun.
I don't post on social media is even when it's unserious, I'm like, there's going to be a bunch of people seeing this. Like,
But that's what I'm
I
saying
could
is
never be fully
But
unserious.
then I'm always nervous I'm accidentally going to post it on main instead of close friends.
Don't worry, I look for that green circle, baby. I love that green circle. It's truly freeing. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I'm going to look for my close friends.
Maybe I'm going to be a
archives.
close friends poster.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes my grandmother will say something actually awful, and I'll post it because it's funny. But, like, you can't do that. Like, when you have, you know what I mean? Like,
No.
and you could post, like, a tree outside your house and not worry about it.
Yeah. Like you're not afraid of doxing yourself to your close friends. Yeah, 100%.
I think maybe I'm too not obsessed, but I'm too worried about being nonchalant. I think that's like genuinely part of the reason why I'm not posting a lot or like why my bio is just sensitive baller. Cause I'm like, I just got to seem like I'm just chill.
That's pretty
and not-
chalant of you to want to seem nonchalant.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like I have a problem. If I was truly nonchalant and didn't care, I would post literally anything and whatever that I wanted to. If I was truly nonchalant.
Not to gender it, but there is a little bit of like a lot of the men I know don't post. I think there's a perception that guys silly post and girls, like, I do think it's this like old belief that we have to be pretty to be worth something. And I have to look pretty on the internet. I can't just be silly. Because there's a lot of, like, Spencer's so silly on there. Yeah. And I try to balance out being silly and then like, here's a pretty picture of me. And I think that's a societal pressure that I'm putting on myself.
I think regardless of gender, it's all about how you feel, like what is expected of you. And like Instagram is at its core a performance. Always has been since the beginning of like vibes, aesthetic, filters, like since the beginning. It was like Instagram, which I'm pretty sure Instagram copied a different app called Hipstamatic. Which
I remember Hipstamatic.
I remember Hipstamatic as well, where it's like pretending to be film photos, and Instagram had like those film filters and stuff. But yeah, it's like regardless of if you're a content creator or if not, like it is a performance. Like I have people in my life who are not online figures, and we have had like spells where we weren't getting along, and I find out later it's because they were comparing our social medias.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, none of this is real. I don't think of you as what your social media is. Like, I think it's important to like take every social media with a grain of salt because it is all performative.
But then it's so hard because it's hard for me not to take it with a grain of salt sometimes because it does feel like real life sometimes. A friend of mine recently reposted a bunch of stories that they were tagged in and not the one I posted. And I was like, did I mess up? Does this person not want me to, does this person not want their followers to know they're my friend? And I was like, that is in this day and age, that is action. I know it exists on our phone and it didn't happen in a room, but I felt ignored on here.
Interesting. No, that's so real.
I do have to share something really funny that is perfect for this show. I didn't know really about the features of the bookmarking on TikTok.
The saving?
Yeah, like that little bookmark guy.
Yeah.
Because I like stuff. And then sometimes I just like wanted to save stuff, but I didn't want to necessarily like it. I thought it was private. And then I was scrolling on Twitter. Yeah. And I saw a tweet that said, someone needs to tell Angela it lets them know when you get bookmarks, when she bookmarks you.
I wasn't entirely certain of how that worked either.
And I've been bookmarking stuff that's just like private to me and not public.
Yeah, I just send it to Spencer. Because
That's
I know
great.
he never looks at our TikTok DMs. So I just, he's my
so
secret
funny.
folder. There's this one guy who DMs 10 memes a day in my DM requests. I think I recently blocked him. Hope that didn't ruin his meme folder.
Oh, no.
Because at first I was like, what are you doing?
Are you in
so funny.
Instagram group chats that people put you in your requests?
I've seen them, yeah. But I don't, you don't have to look at them.
No, but just sometimes I'm like, these group chats are popping off. And I think sometimes they add me for fun. And I'm like, and
You're
I'll just
in there reading.
Have you ever seen like the girls are fighting?
Or
Like
no,
anything
it's
in
just
there?
like a bunch of groups of friends sending each other stuff. And I think they think it's funny to add me in there.
They're like, Angela would love this.
But I'm never really looking at it.
That's
Awesome. Sounds like you are.
No,
I mean, every once in a while, I'm just like, wow, this one's really popping off. There is an email thread I am on. This is email. I'm switching to email.
That's
Kids,
the internet.
I am on an email thread that I have never spoken to anyone on. And I've been on this thread for years. And it's a book club.
Oh.
And I've never participated. and I've never spoken up and I've never just removed myself from the list. But it's a group of like 9 women and me. And I have been on this book club list like since college. I don't know who they are.
You don't know these people? You've never met these people?
I think I met them like early college days. They might have gone to UCLA, but I am terrified because it's been like 8 years for me to go, hey guys, it's been great being here, but I've never responded.
That's so funny.
And I always see what they're reading.
Anything
And
good?
they're always planning like, is Thursday good for everybody? And I'm just, it's always in my inbox.
Wow. And so these people have all been working and connecting and doing this for 8 years. And
It's like a group of just like women, and they're like, Merry Christmas, guys. Like, and I'm always seeing it.
Oh my God.
That's so good.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You have to respond at some point.
Should I respond now?
Yeah.
Yes.
You should go in there and be
It
like,
would
hey,
be
I'm on an internet
devastating.
show talking about you all right now. Can you delete me?
Just be like, guys, I've been here from the jump, and I've never really wanted to ask why I'm here. Or do I go?
Just show up. Do you think they're in LA?
God. That would be crazy. You should go find whatever the first book they read was and be
"I
like, hey
finally
guys,
read
just
it."
finished this. Excited to talk about everyone's thoughts.
Oh my God.
Anyway, sorry, tangent.
I love that. Wow. Do you think I bet you they talk about you.
There's no way.
You're
There's
in
no.
there.
If I said anything, I think they'd all be spooked. I don't think they know I'm still on there. I don't
There's
think they know
no
who I am.
way. Come on. So speaking of messages and inboxes, do you guys DM regularly on Instagram? Like I know that's like the rare thing that you check Instagram for is for DMs.
Yeah. It's usually friends like sending me stuff, sending me reels.
Like memes and reels? Okay.
Yeah. Raven does a lot as well. My fiance, she sends me a lot of stuff. I feel bad because do you ever get like a jump scare of you like post a story or something and then you'll get someone that you haven't talked to in just years reply to the story
Yeah.
casually?
Yeah.
Like just with a reply like you know them. And I'm like, it's always a jump scare. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. As a chef, I know a lot of chefs DM, like there's like recipes that you could DM like your fiance or like you could just see stuff on there. Where do you get your like foodie stuff? On Twitter?
Where do I don't really
even a
get it.
foodie.
I'm not even a foodie. I'm a fake chef. Honestly,
you're not. We just
I'm
watched
a
that video.
fraud.
Yeah, you have it pinned, bro.
I'm a fraud.
not.
You got milk and cookies tatted on your arm, bro.
That's true. No, I don't. I really just don't consume. For someone who's on Twitter as much as I am, I don't consume a lot of different types of social media. Like I'm not seeing a lot of like chef stuff.
Where do you get recipe stuff?
Yeah.
Where do you get
Books?
recipes?
A recipe book is crazy to me. That's like a newspaper.
There are a couple cookbooks that I have. I don't know. I'll just like look recipes up online
Yeah.
too. Like I'll find stuff that I like, but most recipes that I have or use are just ones that I have
From
That's
before.
so
just
funny.
from culinary school, from working, from whatever.
I love getting served recipes on TikTok.
Me too.
I keep getting. I hate when TikTok is like, you can tell they're like, so you like this one specific type of video, right? How about you get 10 of the exact
Literally.
same in a row? It's like making fun of me.
Literally, they go, we saw you clicked on risotto for 0.5 seconds. Here's 7 risottos that'll make
Yeah.
you skinny and funnier.
Yes, yes. I've been getting this
Here.
I've been getting this cabbage boil recipe where it's like a crab boil, but it's cabbage.
I don't even want my
Wow.
phone to hear that. Tonight I'm going to get
Don't tell my phone about this cabbage, boil.
cabbage. I want to do stuff with cabbage.
What did you
crazy.
say?
Let's see if it'll serve me stuff tonight. Cabbage.
For your sleepy algo?
For my sleepy algo. No, my wake up algo. Cabbage.
Have you guys ever cold DM'd someone like that you're a fan of or that you want to connect with?
Ooh, yeah, actually, I the most recent time I did it, and probably the only time I remember because I hadn't done it in a long time, but I DM'd Timothy Chalamet.
What'd you say,
Yeah.
Trevor?
Dude, I invited him to play basketball. I was like, because I know he hoops. And so I was like, I'm going to DM him because I was like, maybe on the off chance, if he does look at DM requests, maybe this would be one that it would be a crazy scenario where he actually shows up. I just sent him, I was like,
Like
hey,
me in the book club.
I was like, hey, if you're ever in LA, like, and you want to get like a chill run in, like, come to this park, like, come through. We
You got to
play
DM
every Sunday.
your favorite person, Austin Butt.
Austin Butt?
Austin Butler.
I call
You
Austin
DM'd him?
Butler butt.
No, I
like it.
didn't. I love Austin Butler. I don't know what I would DM Austin Butler. That's the problem. I'd just be like, hey, I think you're a really beautiful
Hey,
man.
Poppy.
Be like, here's a video of me making Gordon Ramsay beef Wellington. I could do the same for you.
Love to cook you beef Wellington sometime.
Trevor loves Austin Butler.
Oh my God.
My brother once got really drunk and DM'd and group DM'd me, him, and Martin Scorsese. And my brother went, looping you guys in, I think you'd really love each other.
What? Martin Scorsese?
Yeah, he's on Instagram for some reason.
Okay.
awesome.
So who's the most famous person or like somebody you've cold DM'd?
Honestly, I'll just DM like weird brands and go, I love this, and they won't really respond.
Yeah.
Like
Hey.
I've DM'd Caseify a bunch,
Caseify.
So funny.
and I was like, really love this wicked phone.
You know what I did? I think I sent, let me see what I DM'd Chapel Roan recently. I sent her, if you did a cover of When She Loved Me by Sarah McLachlan from Toy Story 2, that would probably break the internet a little bit.
That's so good.
Wait,
And
that's
you're
a
right.
beautiful idea.
And
You're
I think
right.
and I think I'm right. I stand
You
on it.
are. You
I also
are
didn't know
right.
Sarah McLachlan sang that song. I just known it as Girl Woody song.
Girl Woody. When somebody loved
That's
me.
crazy.
That
That's
song
such a
is
sad
so
song.
good.
When she loved me. That's some woman-loving women shit.
I think because I'm not verified, I don't really DM anybody crazy
You're not verified?
things. No.
I'm not verified either.
Wow.
Never. That's why I was like, Timmy's never gonna see my DM.
Timmy.
He's never gonna show up in Hoop.
But doesn't that feel like kind of safe that we can now kind of DM like famous people anything and they're never really going to see it? I do kind of want to DM people back when they say stupid stuff. Like someone DM'd me once that I printed out in the office, some awful thing about my concealer during a don't win.
Oh my God.
And I want to
remember
do that and be like, thanks, buddy, love ya. Just scare the shit out of them.
Yeah, but then they're in your inbox and you've accepted the message.
Move to
request.
general.
Yeah.
Move to
I
general
wish,
is so funny.
We
No,
talked about this
literally.
early on where it's like, I wish you can revoke the permission that you gave.
Exactly.
Because so you could talk to
Yeah.
them for a little bit and be like, all right, shut
Yeah, put it back in
Done.
the requests. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know some people in our cast like to repost stories from our audiences, but then that kind of can be a by proxy. You're in there, and then y'all are in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so different. Listen, let's talk. The DM culture when you're not booed up is a whole thing.
When you're not booed up,
You know what I mean?
love
You both
this.
are booed up.
When you're
Yeah.
single, yeah.
That's
but
how I
like
describe
even the
myself.
responses can always seem like something. If you're not like married or whatever, you're like, oh, what's this? I found out my dad was hitting those responses to everybody, like anybody he follows. That like the emote on Instagram stories.
stories,
yeah.
so you could just like
All my
select of
friends.
those top 3.
He was just like he thought it was equivalent to a like where they all go into one area, and I was like, Dad, no, you're like weirdly sliding in on all these people's DMs.
That's so crazy. No, I when someone just does like an emoji reaction like that, I'm like, I didn't need that.
I'll
like,
heart it. Yeah.
I'm like, it's okay. Because then I'm like, I can't, like, if I respond to that now, it's weird. Like, lol, thanks for the react. But then I don't know, like, you're not doing that to get like a response from me, clearly. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you'd be saying words.
But single people use it like as a wink or something.
Is there anybody that's DM'd you that you're like, whoa?
Probably the funniest DM I ever got. It was like very early on into when I was at Mythical Kitchen. Like I'm talking like this person had to have like seen me in one and then like gone and searched me, like less than 20K followers. Do you remember It's Everyday Bro, the Jake Paul song?
Yes.
Do you remember Nick Crompton?
England is my city.
England is my city.
DM'd you?
England is my city guy slid in my DMs.
This is a
And I'm
perfect
pretty
story.
sure he was hitting on me too. And I remember it being that early on, and I was like, I think I responded to him because I was like, this is insane. And I was like, what? Like, why is this guy in my DMs? And I'm like, I think he said something about how he saw me in like a GMM video or something and thought I was really funny. And then I'm like, oh, like that was probably the weirdest like celebrity DM I've ever gotten.
He saw your potential.
Yeah.
He said, Trevor is my city.
He's like, bro, England is my city. Wait, okay, so have you ever done like a story reply to someone and been surprised that like you got a response back? Or,
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
because that happened, I feel like that, or like sending a reply and you're like, I'm almost worried the person is going to respond because then it's like they've acknowledged that I've replied to their story.
Yeah.
I did that recently where I was like, there's no way this person like is going to see that. Like, or I replied. And then they replied back to me and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that's.
Was it?
No, it's
Okay.
no, it was really
I
stupid.
always assume it's platonic.
No, it was Ethan Nestor. Because I was like, because I only met him once. And honestly, I didn't even know if he followed me. I think I like followed him. And then it was a dumb bit. It was like when it was raining really hard and he like just posted a video of it like raining on his patio. And I just replied, I was like, dude, your chair is getting wet. Because his patio chair was like, bro, no, your chair is getting wet. And then he just replied and he was like, oh shit, oh I was like, I didn't think he was actually going to reply to it.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Are there like famous people you're in their comment section? I like the public part of it. Like I had a friend that was like always in Olivia Newton-John's. Nope. A different Olivia. But like I love commenting on Baby No Money's posts, not for him to see, but for other people to see. I go, nice, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa. Like when he released his merch, I was like, I love this. And it's not for him to see. I just want other people to see me in there.
Yeah.
We're in the same universe. They're in the same canon. I have sent James Gunn stuff on Instagram where like somebody made a weird video where they're like, here's why Bo Burnham should play the Riddler in the next Batman movie. And so I sent, and because they mentioned James Gunn in the video, so I sent this video to him in the DMs and I was like, thoughts? And he just sent a shrug emoji.
That's so good.
And I was like, cool, by the way, the Superman movie was really good. And then he hearted it.
Oh my God. Really good movie.
That's incredible.
He's online. That guy is online.
He's very online.
He's very online.
He's on Threads.
Yeah.
That guy's a Threads demon.
He is? Okay,
yeah, that guy's a
noted.
Threads
Maybe I can connect with him
demon.
over there and then then I can finally delete Twitter. Yeah, you know, we've talked a lot about the chalantness of Instagram and the performativeness of Instagram. How important do you think it is to be sincere on Instagram?
That's so tough because, and again, I do so many mental gymnastics in my head, and I think they're all like leading to like, well, I just shouldn't post. Because like sometimes I worry if I do like a sincere post, then it's going to be interpreted as like, oh, he did a sincere post for this thing, but not this other thing.
Yes.
Like, does he care about it more? And then I'm like,
That's what's tough
do I have
too.
to do it for every project that I do? Or if I only do it for something, then yeah, are people going to interpret it weird? And then I'm like, well, I think I'm just going to, then it's like, I'll post about it and I'll kind of try and do like a half-hearted, sincere, but funny type thing, like make a joke about it. And yeah, I don't know. I find it very hard to be sincere on the internet.
Has something happened that has made that happen? Like, have you had a worst case scenario of that? Or is this just a fear of something that hasn't happened yet?
No, it's just like a fear. And I think it's like so rare for me. And not to be, when I say like sincere online, I mean like when it comes to posting, like talking in videos or doing stuff like that. Like I feel like I'm very open.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what it is about it being online.
It feels more packaged and like calculated even when it maybe isn't.
100%. And when you don't post that often, then like if it is sincere, it's like it feels like it's like, oh my God, it's a big deal. Like I'm doing something like heartfelt or whatever. God, like I don't even remember when Raven and I got engaged. I don't remember like how sincere that was. But like also neither of us are really people to like do kind of like long typed out like captions, things like that. Like I think we're both kind of like a little bit like jokey with that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think like there's a difference between talking to a bunch of people and talking to one person. That's where sincerity to me like is different, where it's like, it's hard for me to be super sincere when I'm talking to so many different people from different backgrounds. Like,
right.
But if I'm talking about somebody, like that's why I put me in jail, but I love birthday posts. And I love birthday stories because I like making a collage on the internet, but talking to my one friend. Instead of being like, hey, here's me talking to everybody about something. I like being like, I love Courtney. This is another reason why I love Courtney. I like being sincere about people, but it's hard for me to be like, you're saying, and like, kind of do a public announcement and be super sincere about it.
Yeah.
Instead of like pointed. I like being sincere on stories sometimes and being like, oh, I really love this creator or I really love this small business. And I like using that for my platform for a good reason.
Yeah.
But it's hard on grid for me. I like it on stories.
I get that. Yeah. I, as someone who has had a couple big announcements on Instagram in the past, like it was like a lot of like, wow, how vulnerable do I want to be? What is true to me on this app? Like, I think as I started as a YouTuber and like loving an online community. And so being genuine, that was part of who I was from the beginning. So like I used to have a lot of like every VidCon, I had a post where it was like a whole paragraph of just like how much I love what I do and the people that watch. And maybe we just get more self-aware. Is it the frontal lobe developing that we're just like, I feel too vulnerable now? Or
I also think like there's a privacy thing that's as you get old. I don't know, like when I was younger, it was so fun for me to talk about like what I loved in front of everybody. But then I don't know, the older I get, I like to just like kind of keep my interests a little bit close to the chest. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like sometimes the very cynical part of me is like, well, I'm just jaded now. Like when I first started, I was like pumped about all these things. And I was like, maybe because it was also new to me. And not that I'm like not excited about the things I do now, but I don't have that like need, I don't know, I guess to show everyone that I'm excited about it or like that outward facing, like I need to show people that I was a part of this thing and I'm really pumped about it. Like now I'm like, I'm just happy to do it and enjoy doing it.
yeah, there's a confidence, there's a security there.
Yeah.
When you see people who have an essay in the caption, I am like, whew.
Yeah. Like
Couldn't be me.
I'm a big fan of writing like a thoughtful email to somebody. I love doing that. I'm not going to do it in front of a crowd of people. Does that make sense? Like I like
declaring like a grid post about a birthday with a whole
like
paragraph.
I remember like when you and Shane made your announcement, I'm not going to post how I actually feel and my congratulatory messages on the comment section. I'm going to send it to you. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to, there's just something a little too public for me about it.
Commenting like that on big posts where it's like your statement on a thing is so interesting. Like I think everybody can relate to that. Like when there was the Facebook post about something big happening to someone and everyone going, so happy to hear that this amazing thing in your life. I have, as long as I've known you, this, it can feel like it's like everybody's got like a PR statement in your comments.
But then it goes the other way. And like when Amanda posted about being pregnant, all the Smosh cast members, if you scroll through the comments, it's so funny. Each of us have a funny joke. And it's like bit.
Yeah, because the real conversations are happening off.
Yeah, it's like I'm posting a funny comment as a bit and then I'm texting something to Amanda that's like very like, heartfelt and like giving like genuine congratulations.
Yeah.
But then I do think it's important to recognize that like as the world gets bleaker and our country gets crazier, it is hard to be funny sometimes on the internet and post memes when I feel like there are so many communities that are just being like marginalized and pushed down and I'm like, I want to be like it feels sometimes lame for me to post a meme.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know, maybe I should be talking about really awful things going on and bring awareness to them.
I think that thought alone is a very important fact that you have that tool in your toolbox, you know, because there are so many creators online that don't even think about that. And it's like, I think as long as I've been doing what I've been doing, I'm like, I'm so proud that I can be a place where people can come to laugh. Not my personal social media, but being a part of Smosh is like, you come here, people come to this place for magic.
For magic and for sincerity.
For sincerity and to laugh. And being able to be an escape and then also still having my specific things of like, I don't want to overwhelm my viewers who come to me for an escape with negative and sad stuff, but there are important things where it's like, well, I care about educating my followers on like laws about women or like sex education, like stuff like that. Like I've chosen like those are my avenues, and then obviously there's things that are like impossible to ignore, but it's like having your North Star of like why you're on there and what you're doing. That's all you can really do.
Totally. Well said. I just feel like being sincere, sometimes you just have to. You know, like I don't like to be all the time, but sometimes you have to.
When it matters. We've talked a lot about how we operate in private parts of DMs and like how our specific experience online is specific, but like things like privacy affects everybody online. Like I think we're in a time now, especially where you can post something that you think is just for you and that 4 people will see it. And then suddenly it's on a side of a social media platform where you didn't expect it to go. I feel like privacy is this precious thing that we sometimes don't even realize we have, even on public platforms. Like my physical example of this is like, before I was online, when I went to Disneyland with my family, there's an element of privacy where you're not expecting strangers to stop you and talk to you or interrupt your day. You're just with your family, having a life. But when you're online or like when you're a public facing figure, there's an element of privacy that you lose when you're being perceived in person. The internet has made that happen to everyone.
Oh, literally everybody. Like you can, I was talking to somebody about like when you like you don't even have to be on the internet, but you could just show that you're traveling to your friends and family, and people could figure out, oh, you're not in your house, and like that house could get robbed. You know what I mean? Like because you're posting about being traveling, and you don't even have to be like a creator to those things happen.
Yeah. Or just posting something about like your day, something you were doing, and then suddenly like freaking Jack's Films with his fajitas meme that it went over to political Twitter.
Yeah.
And people are like, these are the kinds of soft soy boy men we have in society. And it's like, we're talking about fajitas.
Yeah, but it's the privacy thing it's real for everybody.
Yes,
It sucks even like because you don't even have to be. It doesn't even have to be you posting. Like you can just be like it makes me so sad when I see like a post that has gone like mega viral of someone just like photographing a person in public.
Yes.
Who like doesn't know they're being photographed and making fun of them. And I'm like, that's so awful. Like
no, I can't believe.
How like bored and mean do you have to be to just like take a picture of a random person in public and go make fun of them on the internet?
Truly.
And like it's just sad.
In the beginning, I remember I was like, I was stupidly judgmental of people that would put emojis on top of their babies' faces because I was like, that looks so silly.
It does
but
look
the
silly,
more
but...
and more I'm seeing, like so many of my friends have kids, I'm like, dude, that's a privacy thing for their baby.
Yeah.
And like I have one friend that puts George Costanza on her baby.
That's awesome.
And it's like, and she posts nonstop her baby, but you don't know the face. And I'm like, yeah, that's private.
That's
and
a
like,
funny bit.
Incredible.
No, it's so interesting because social media in general, it's a vulnerable thing and it's a risky thing to just be online. But it sucks because at the end of the day, it's because everyone should just be more responsible and considerate. And it's not all on the people on the apps. That is not what I'm saying at all. It's like ultimately these big ass companies that have so much power should be more responsible with the coding at their fingertips.
Go with me on this. People who build pools have to go by regulation. You can't just build a big pool.
You're right. You can't just build a random pool on a random hill. You can't.
You have to make sure the
it's up
pool's
to code.
safe.
Make sure that the hill is safe.
Dude, that's so true.
That's so true.
Retweet.
You can't just start mining in your backyard, except for that one TikToker thought she could. You can't.
You can't?
Trevor, Minecraft only, please.
I gotta make a phone call. I gotta make a phone call, man.
All right. So we've gotten deep now. We've been digging into privacy, the dark sides of Instagram. Now, what about the darkest, deepest part of Instagram, which is lurking old photos of other people's profiles?
Oh, I mean, have you
Flashlight on you, directly shining at you.
going on my own or liking other people's posts?
Old posts. Yeah, old. This is
I
a classic tale as old as time is going to old posts of other people and accidentally hitting like on something.
Yes. Olivia and I made a TikTok about it.
Yes.
And Instagram asked to post it because and they posted it. And then
Instagram
crazy.
account?
Yes, and they followed me.
That's so
And
funny.
I followed them back. And every once in a while, I'm like, why am I following Instagram? I think they've since unfollowed me, but it was like we made a bit about like how when you're handing the phone over to show somebody like your crush, you're like, don't touch anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because I accidentally did that to a friend once and it was awful. We just were scrolling back at one of his crushes and then we liked it and it was so bad.
God.
Yeah, no.
And then I always was like, I hope if you unlike it, the notification goes away.
Yeah, that was always what I was curious about. I never knew if you unliked it, if it would like make the notification
I think
disappear.
it does. I think it does go away.
I think it
Or
depends on the
did.
time, and I think it depends on if their app is opened. I think the way notifications shows you things, it depends. It's just spooky.
Yeah. I haven't lurked another person's Instagram account. So I used to have a Finsta and then I deleted it at the end of like 2023.
Okay.
And so I've just not had a Finsta and I decided I was like, I don't need to check people at all. Like even like exes or just like to see what they're up to. I just haven't done that. But I've certainly looked at my own shit to like see like where I was at and like kind of seeing old content. Is that weird?
No, I do that all the time.
No, I think that's why like I go to the archive sometimes, is because that's where all my really old stuff is. And I'll go look and I'm like, God, I was such a loser. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my gosh. You can do that on Snapchat too, and you can look at your old snaps.
The memories on Snapchat is crazy.
I can't download. If I started looking at memories on Snapchat, I'd probably throw up.
Yeah.
I haven't used Snapchat like a lot, probably since like 2018.
Same.
And I didn't use it for like hot people stuff. I used it like, I'm on the toilet. Like, look at my double chin. Like, I wasn't like,
That's hot people stuff.
yeah, totally.
I love the memes where it's like me watching my own stories and it's like just bliss.
I watch it more than anybody.
It's like me checking my vibe. Vibe maxing.
Yeah.
I gotta post more. I
No,
gotta,
you
I
don't.
gotta post
Is that
more.
your takeaway? What are you guys' takeaways
Yeah.
from our chats today?
Actually, my takeaway I think is that I want to get on close friends because I think that I
can't
would
wait.
like both because I feel like nobody knows like anything going on about me, and partially the reason is that like I'm like I don't feel like I need to tell all these 250,000 people what's going on with me.
But also, Trevor, you work a lot, and I feel like it's a
do.
lot of things that normal people deal with. It's hard to have a presence online when you're working.
Yeah.
And you have like a big time, full time job or whatever. It's hard to be like, let me communicate to my friends.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah. So I'm gonna get on close friends. I'm gonna
love
start.
that.
I'm gonna. Who knows what's gonna be on there? Maybe
Nice.
it'll be some good stuff.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Sorry, you're not gonna get to see any of it.
Ange, what's your big takeaway today?
I think I'm gonna make my bio a little more understandable. Maybe change my profile picture to something a little more me. I don't know. I think
Sounds like you should keep doing you and keep changing it up. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you change the theme of our DM inbox regularly.
I do that with Courtney all the time. I do it with
That's
so many
so
people.
funny.
Because the themes are so funny because like these movies can buy themes off of Instagram. So like whatever movie's out that year, they'll be like, you can use the Ninja Turtles theme and
Yeah.
I'll change it. And it's really fun.
That's awesome.
Like in July, she had it as the Mariah Carey Christmas theme for me.
And it's so
That's
fun.
so good. That's an awesome bit.
yeah. I think my takeaway is I think you guys are doing great.
Hey.
Thank you.
And Instagram's whatever you want it to be. And like, I think we need to bully social media to do what we want more.
I love that take.
Yeah. Thank you, Angela.
That's it. I'm going to the Instagram offices.
Let's go.
Knock, knock.
I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I'm going.
Let's just moon them.
Let's just moon them. All
moon
right.
'em.
No, that's good. I like that plan.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today. We love you. Hope you leave the internet feeling better than when you opened it today. See you on the next one.
I love that phrase.